to 7 receiving students and teachers, especially from East Sepik Province and Autonomous Region of Bougainville. Thank you. You may be seated. 7 and receiving students, what did you learn in your previous lesson? By now, you should recall what you have learned in your previous lesson. Who would like to tell me what you have learned? Katie. Okay, Isaac, help your friend.
Sequences in diagrams.
Again, louder please.
Sequences in diagrams.
Very good. Sequences in diagrams. So when you are trying to find a pattern, there's a sequence that you follow. What number you will come up with to find another pattern. So each time you find another pattern, you must add a number or number of objects to come up with another pattern. 7 and receiving students, in today's lesson, we are going to look at something similar but quite different. We'll be looking at a very different thing altogether. Now, 7 and receiving students, up in front, I've got an object to show you. And I would like all of you to have a close look at it properly. Have a look at it properly. And I want you to tell me, what is this thing that I am holding onto now, right now? Look closely at it. Have you all seen this object? Okay, very good. Now, 7 and receiving students, I would like you to tell me, what do you think this object is? Hands up. The one that I am holding on to now. Anjali, what do you think?
Digital watch.
Sorry?
A digital watch.
A digital watch. Is she correct? Yes, it's a digital watch, or we can say it's a hand watch. Huh? Okay. Now, 7 and receiving students, what do you think this thing does, this watch, hand watch does? What does it do? Why do people have to wear it? Why? Or what does this watch do? Isaac. Receiving students, you can tell your teacher, what is this thing here, or the end watch, what does it do?
Tell people their time.
Tell people the time. Yes, very good. It gives or tells people the time. Simply means like, before you came to school this morning, your parents told you that, hey, it's already 7 o'clock, you should be getting ready to go to school. Okay? If you got a watch, you will see that, oh yeah, I'm very late. I have to go to school early. So 7 and receiving students, the function of this watch is to tell you the time. So you must not be late in doing something. Now, class, in today's lesson, we are going to look at a machine that will help us to find out some answers. And our topic for today is 7 and receiving students. It's on the screen. What's the topic for today? Function machines. Function machines. Now, we are going to look at what is a function machine. What is a function machine? Let's look at the screen. What is a function machine? A function machine is a role. You might be wondering, It's a machine, and how can it be a rule? I am going to show you why it is called a rule. So 70s and receiving students, I would like you to sit up straight, and I will explain how a function machine looks like and what does the machine do. Okay? All sit up straight. Look at the board. Look at the whiteboard. On the whiteboard, I've got a picture of a function machine. I will explain to you the parts of the function machine and also what the machine does. And I would like you to listen very carefully. Is that clear? 70s and receiving students? Okay. This diagram shows a function machine. And this is how a function machine looks like. A function machine has an input. Okay, this is the input area. This input area is the place where all the numbers can go through. Can you see where the arrow is? This input area here, this is where all the numbers that can go through here. And there's a space here. This space here is the place where the numbers are being mixed. And this space contains the main part of the machine. And we can call it a mixer. Okay? After it is been mixed, it comes out from here, and it's known as this part here. Whatever comes out from here is known as the output. 70s and receiving students, are you clear now? Again, I'll go through the parts of the function machine. The part here, which is called the input, is the place where all the numbers, any number that you think of, they are been put here. They go through this pathway here, and in the middle here, this part here, this is the place where the numbers mix or the function takes place, and then it comes out on the other side where it is known as the output. Is that clear? Now we are going to go through an example together, and I would like you to pay attention how this machine works. Is that clear? Okay, all sit up straight. Firstly, I've got a number. 70s and receiving students. What is this number?
1.
Again?
1.
Number 1. Okay. Now, as I've said, I will put this number 1 under where it says the input area. Okay? I said any number. Then, where the mixing place is, the empty big space here, the mixing place is, I will place something where this number 1 will go and mix with that, and then it will come out the hand. So, in the mixing place, it says, what? Okay. In the mixing place, it is what? You add by 2. Okay, 1, add by 2. So, the output should be Is it correct? No. Why? Can somebody tell me why? Hands up, 70s. If 1 is here, and I'll mix it with head 2 here, 1, head 2, and after mixing, what will come out here? Put your hands up if you don't agree with this answer here. Very good. Hands down. Isaac, can you tell us why do you not agree with this answer? Why this answer is not correct? Receiving students, you can tell your teacher.
Because the rule says you add, but you didn't add.
Okay, because the middle part here says add. So 1 add 2 or plus 2 is equals to? So it's not 2, it should be? Okay. Three. Can you see that? That's what the function machine does. Whatever goes in here, you have to be careful what is in the middle here. This is the place where it mixes. So the middle part says add 2. So 1 add 2 or plus 2 is equals to 3 and not 2. 77 receiving students, are you clear? Are you clear? Yes. Okay, we'll try one more. Now, I've got another number here. 7 is, what is the number? 2. Receiving students? 2. Okay. 2 and head 2. What do you think the answer will be? 4. 4. Seven is receiving students. Can you see how the function machine works now? Okay. You have to be careful. Any number that goes through here, the main part of the machine is in the middle. It has to mix well with this part, and then you will get your output. Is that clear? Okay. Now, class, on the other side of the whiteboard, I've got another diagram. This time, we have how many machines? There are 2 machines. And you have to be careful when you are dealing with 2 machines. For example, I place a number here. And place in the machine have a look at what is in the machines now. There are 2 machines. The input, I've got 1. And in the first machine it says, the mixer here says, multiply by 3. Okay? Multiply by 3. And then in the next machine, it says subtract by 2. So, who would like us to give us the answer? Who would like to give us the answer? Michael, loud and clear, please. The others, receiving students, you can tell your teacher.
One.
Michael, can you explain to us how did you get 1? Come to the front. Come. Can you explain?
One multiplied by 3 equals 1 multiplied by 3 equals 3. Subtract 2 equals 1.
2 equals?
1.
So can you place the answer that you have found? There, please. Seven is and receiving students. Do you agree with him? Yes. Give him 2 big claps. Okay. Class, do you all understand how it works now? How the function machine works? Again, when you see a function machine, it doesn't matter how many numbers which have been put here, but make sure they are mixed well here. If there are two, it must be mixed well here and here as well. Now, last one. Still working with two machines. I'll put another number here. What is the number? 2. So we have the input 2. It says, the first mixer says multiply by 3, and then the second machine says subtract by 2. So what do you think the answer is? 4. Agnes. Agnes, loud and clear. Agnes?
4.
4. She says 4. 70s and receiving students, do you all agree? Okay, good. Now let's go and put our answer on the other side. Okay. The answer will be 4. So 70s and receiving students, by now you should know how the machines work. I would like you to practice more on how the machines operate by doing the following exercises, which I am going to put them up for you on the screen for the receiving students. And 70s, you look at your exercise book, your student's workbook. It should be on the page which is on the screen. Class, this is how you are going to do your work. Receiving teachers, please make sure the students are working in pairs or in groups. 70s will be doing the same. We'll be working in pairs and also in groups. Now, the exercises are as follows. Look at the screen. Exercise number 1 is on the screen. Find out the outputs for each of the inputs. How many inputs are there? How many inputs? 3. There are 3. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. You are going to do those 3. The inputs are 3. Can you remember the example I did? The inputs are 2. But for the exercise, the inputs are 3 now. So you have to work it out. Okay, you can work in pairs. That's A. There's 4 exercises, A, B, C, and D. So the first one is on the screen. You can start now. You will be given only 2 minutes for each exercise. on grade 7, I think. Students, the last exercise is on the screen now. Okay, 70s and receiving students, let's correct our work. Class, this is how we are going to correct our work. Receiving students, to the receiving teacher, you can select a group to come in front and show the answers, meaning that they will draw the function machines and put down all the working outs that is necessary. For the 7A class, we are going to do the same. 7Es, I would like you to select a member in your group to come in front and answer the following exercise which we have done. Exercise 1A, who's going to do exercise 1A? Which group? Which group is going to do exercise 1A? If you have finished exercise 1A, hands up. Okay. JJ's group, come and do exercise 1A. You draw the diagram, write everything inside. Receiving students and 7Es, while your friends are doing that, you cross-check their answers with your answers, and then finally we are going to cross-check the answers on the screen as well with all your answers. Okay, B, Maria's group. Letter C, Begley's group. And the last one, letter D, Rote's group. Okay, the first one has been done. You check your answers with the first one. Exercise C, exercise C. Seven is and receiving students, while your friends are writing the answers on the board, please, you cross-check your answer. Okay, class, let's look at our friends' their work. This is what we are going to do. We're going to look at their work. We compare. If you agree, we move on and we check the answer on the screen. All sit up straight. Have a look at exercise 1A. Our friends wrote their answers. The inputs are as follows. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, the mixer here, or the function place here, says add 4. So we'll start with 1, input number 1. Input 1, add 4 or plus 4 is equals to 5. Is that correct? Good. And input 2, add 4, answer is 6. Very good. Input 3, add 4, the answer is 7. Let's check the screen if that answer is similar to what I have on the screen. Does the answer on the screen and the answer on the whiteboard, are they same? Okay, good. 7Es and receiving students, do you all agree with your friend's answer? Okay, you give yourselves a tick. Okay, very good. Exercise B. All the inputs, 1, 2, 3, yes. Now the mixer says what? Mixer says multiply by 3. So 1 times 3 is equals to 3. Very good. 2 times 3 is equals to 6. 3 times 3 is equals to 9. So is the function machine with all the functions correct? 7Es and receiving students, all correct? Okay, give yourself a tick. And let's check the screen. Is the answer on the screen correct as well? Check the answer on the screen. Is it correct? Okay, the whiteboard and the answer on the screen, they are the same and they are correct. Okay, exercise C. Let's look at exercise C. The exercise C is two function machines. Okay, let's go carefully. The inputs 1, 2, 3. The first machine, the mixer, what is that mixer there? Times 4, multiplied by 4. So 1 multiplied by 4 is equals to, plus 3 is equals to 7. Good. Next, 2 multiplied by 4 is equals to 8. Plus 3, 11. Good. Last one, 3 times 4 plus 3. 15. Is it correct? Okay. Do you all agree? Yes. Let's check the answer on the screen as well. Are the answer on the screen and the whiteboard same? Okay, let's look at the whiteboard. Let's give a tick. Okay? Good. The last one. 70s and receiving students, sit up straight. Last one is quite difficult. So let's look at it carefully. The inputs 1, 2, 3. The first machine, what does the first machine say? Mixer times 3. The second machine? Minus 6 or subtract by 6. So 1 times 3 is equals to 3. 3 minus 6. So what should be the answer? 3 minus 3. Sorry, 3 minus 6. The answer will be negative 3. Very good. You were taught how to subtract positive and negative numbers. So 3 is a positive and you subtract it from 6 is bigger than 3. The answer is negative. Okay? Second, 2 times 3 is equals to? 2 times 3 is equals to? Subtract 6. The answer will be 0. The last one. 3 times 3 is equals to? Subtract 6. The answer is 3. So do you agree with this answer? Yes. Okay. Give yourself a tick and let's check the answer on the screen. Okay. Are the answers same? Very good. 70s and receiving students, by now you should know how to use the function machine. Do you all agree by saying you can use a function machine now? 70s and receiving students? Okay. With that, 70s, let's look at our summary for today's lesson. A function machine is a rule. In a function machine, the input is the value you put into the machine. The machine performs the function and finally the output value is the result that the machine puts out. Okay? With that, 7th and receiving students, our key phrase for today's lesson is function machines. And our next lesson will be on finding the function. Thank you very much, 7th and receiving students, for your participation in today's lesson. Thank you.